What if this wasn't the life we were meant to have after Crisis? Your mother's planning a trip.
Clark Kent, back in Smallville.
This family needs Smallville as much as the world needs Superman.
Clark, I need you to get to Metropolis now. It's the boys.
The boys?
Yeah, honey, your sons. Front page news. Does this ever get old?
If it does, I will let you know.
Then the Infinitude found release. And finally, the darkness broke, filling it with life. With the multiverse. Every existence multiplied by possibility. And spread out before space and time in infinite measure. Civilizations rose and fell. And rose again across reality's grasping expanse. Life, a precious gift, persevering in the face of every obstacle. Until, finally, the Age of Heroes was born.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. So they just dropped the first trailer for the new Superman series. I'll explain what's going on, all the multiverse of it all, Crisis on Infinite Earths, the Justice League Easter eggs, all the big crossover stuff they have planned that they've announced. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. We'll do a new Amazon giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and let me know who some of the big villains and crossovers you want to see during Season 1 are. I'll just number these as we go along to stay organized, but starting with number 5. The show is basically going to be a sequel series to Smallville with Tom Welling's Superman. Like if that show had continued after he became Superman and put the suit on and started a family with Lois, what would that have looked like? So tonally, it will feel very similar to Smallville. So if that was your jam, then you'll probably enjoy this show more than say something like Supergirl or other Superman-based stuff that they've done on TV so far. A lot of you also might be old enough to have watched the Lois and Clark Dean Cain series way back when it was on during the 90s. That seems like a long time ago now, but it probably wasn't that long ago. Obviously, it's meant to be Tyler Hoechlin's Superman, though, so even though I'm talking a lot about Tom Welling's Smallville, and there'll be a lot of comparisons and a lot of similarities between the shows, if we do wind up seeing people from the original Smallville TV show cameoing or coming back for the show, it'll either be as new characters, or if we see Tom Welling come back for cameo scenes, he would be coming as the multiverse Superman from his Earth. There were a lot of multiverse changes after Crisis on Infinite Earths to their backstories on Earth Prime, so I'll explain that, because they retconned a bunch of stuff about Earth Prime Superman for the purposes of Season 1. But all the shows next year, when they start in January 2021, will be taking place during the same time period for the most part, for the sake of continuity and big crossovers, like The Flash, Superman, the big Justice League crossover stuff of it all, the Super Friends. That was what the Crisis on Infinite Earths ending scene was all about, like them sitting at the table, Grant Gustin's Flash basically showing them the new Hall of Justice that he'd decked out. So number 4, the basic premise of this new Superman show, the story, some of the Crisis on Infinite Earths changes to his backstory are that Earth Prime, Superman, before Crisis started, just had baby John Kent from the comics, the new Superboy with Lois Lane. He's been featured heavily in a lot of the comics recently. Then Crisis happened, they did a big Justice League Rebirth style twist where the new version of the multiverse is way different and they retconned everyone onto the same Earth, Earth Prime, so that they could do more Justice League stuff. When that happened, the new backstory is that Superman now has 2 sons who are both in high school, they're both teenagers. Remember Tom Welling's Superman during Smallville Season 1, he was a freshman in high school, his powers had just started to manifest. One of the sons will be a little bit older in high school, but the younger one is supposed to be a freshman, I believe. So they're around that age where Tom Welling's Superman was doing their Superboy thing with their powers manifesting. The older one is going to be named John Kent, just like comic book Superboy. The younger one is going to be named Jordan Kent. I'm not sure what the Jordan is a reference to, but I believe the younger one won't start out in episode 1 with his powers yet. They'll slowly find out about his over the series. Just remember the later seasons of Smallville when he became an upperclassman and was using more complex powers. The older one will be a little bit more like that. Number 3, so Superman moves them back to Smallville. They live there at the Kent farm and raise them through their high school years because their powers are starting to manifest and go crazy, and they didn't want to raise them in Metropolis. But Lois Lane will still be working for the Daily Planet on the series. Superman is supposed to be spending most of his time doing the regular Superman routine around the world like he would normally do, but also doubling as the Pa Kent of the series. So remember on Smallville when Clark was doing all the power training montage scenes, learning life lessons from Jonathan Kent? Superman will be doing that for them on this TV show. There will be a couple main antagonists during season 1. The first big one is going to be Lois Lane's father, General Sam Lane. Everybody remembers him from all the other series. There's been a bunch of versions of that character, but he's being played by Dylan Walsh on the new show. Most of you know him from some TV series before. He's pretty recognizable. The rumor is that the other main antagonist is going to be an alternate universe version of Lex Luthor played by this person, just out to destroy the world's faith in Superman, plotting some larger multiverse plan related to Crisis on Infinite Earths. They will still have regular Earth Prime Lex Luthor around. He's still a regular character, and because it's Superman, they can do pretty much any of the Superman villains from the comics that they want, and because of the Crisis on Infinite Earths reboot, they can redo new versions of all the Superman villains they've already done and used on other shows. They already kind of did that on the Flash TV show, where they sort of reimagined a lot of original Flash rogues as new versions. Number 2, talking about big crossover stuff. Grant Gustin said that he was hoping to do more Superman Flash crossovers next year because they cross over so much in the comics. It makes sense that they would do big crossover episodes. The producers haven't gotten into specifics about that yet, other than to say Superman will be the main star of next year's big crossover for 2021, but because of the virus delays, none of the shows are starting till January next year. They said that they're supposedly doing full seasons of all the shows, meaning the crossover would still be around episode 8 or episode 9 of all the series, and that would wind up airing sometime in the spring around April. They did say that the crossover is going to be way smaller than Crisis on Infinite Earths, as you would expect. You can't really go bigger than Crisis. So there'll be fewer characters, not all of them are going to cross over from all the shows, just the bigger ones. Originally, it was going to be sort of a Superman-Batman kind of thing going on, like World's Finest, they said, but because of all the drama going on behind the scenes, they might change some of that plan. There's all the Flash-Batman crossover stuff happening in the Flash movie, and the Flash movie itself will start filming sometime next year. So there's going to be a lot of Flash and Batman happening both between the TV shows and all the movie stuff. It's going to be really fun to see it all play out. And the Justice League Snyder Cut will also be rolling out sometime next year too while all the shows are happening. Just in terms of larger Justice League crossover stuff, they haven't said when their first big quote-unquote Justice League episode is going to happen. It sounds like initially they'll be doing smaller, more self-contained Justice League stuff, like you'll have the Flash show up on Superman. You won't have every single member of the TV Justice League showing up together all the time together. Number 1, though, in terms of Diggle Green Lantern, for those of you asking, he said that he was moving to Metropolis, so that just screams that they're probably going to be dealing with that, or at least continuing that story on the Superman TV show. They said that when they gave Diggle the Green Lantern ring, there were all kinds of rules about what they were allowed to show and what they were allowed to reference from Warner Brothers because of the new HBO Green Lantern series. They didn't want to trample on that, and that's really where the big Green Lantern stuff is going to be happening. They didn't say when the HBO Green Lantern series is supposed to start, though, only that it's going to be focused on 2 Green Lanterns, probably Hal Jordan and John Stewart and Sinestro. It will deal a lot with their backstory and jump around in time. There's going to be another DC Fandome Comic-Con event in a couple weeks where there'll be a bunch more TV trailers, so hopefully they'll give us some more information when that happens. But that's only a couple weeks away, so of course I'll do videos for all the footage that they drop. If you guys didn't see it, really great Justice League parody, The Boys Season 2 is premiering this Friday. I will be doing videos for all those episodes too. It's super hardcore and amazing. If you haven't seen it yet, be sure to check it out. And as long as you have alerts enabled for my channel, you'll see those episode videos when I post them. While you wait for everything, click here for the Flash movie trailer that they released this past weekend, and click here for the new Batman trailer with Robert Pattinson. Thank you so much for watching. Everyone stay safe. I'll see you guys tonight.